Having smart meters removed from our homes is a reasonable action that we have taken to protect the health and the safety of our families. Many of us are experiencing negative health effects caused by wireless smart meters. The symptoms include insomnia, heart palpitations, ringing ears, fatigue, headaches, and more. We have respectfully asked PG&E multiple times to remove the smart meters from our homes. PG&E has refused to assist us. We do not wish to steal power, and we will work with PG&E to make sure we pay every penny of electricity we have used. We encourage others to consider removing their smart meters as well, with the help of an electrical technician or other professional. It is absurd that PG&E feels they have the right to install dangerous wireless transmitters on our homes and in our neighborhoods against our will. PG&E has the right to supply electricity and gas and to charge us for this service. They do not have the right to force powerful wireless transmitters on our homes against our will.
This smart meter was put outside my children's window, and it's kind of kitty corner to both of their windows, and since it's been in, they've actually been complaining about headaches, so I decided I didn't get permission. I tried to get it taken off, and so I just took it off.
I'm returning this for a woman named Winifred Thomas, who's too sick to be here and can't even come into a town that has smart meters and is now living in Palo Alto since she moved out of her home. I came because I called PG&E to take the smart meter off, and they told me no. And I just wanted to find out how to do it. I don't want it on my home. It's not smart.
After repeated attempts with PG&E and after suffering symptoms, I took action and I had the smart meter removed from my home by a qualified technician. They talked me into putting this on, which is a non-smart meter. They call it a digital meter. I was assured by Laverne Mitchell that this was the same as an analog meter. It just had a digital readout. Well, it's not the same as an analog meter. This was put on my home and my symptoms continued. I told them that I needed to have that removed and to have an analog put on. They refused. So once again, I had to go purchase another analog and hired an electrician, and now have an analog back on and have the digital to hand back. This, by the way, is what their opt-out proposal is. This is not what we want. This is still spewing dirty electricity. This is still being that pulsing that's affecting everybody. This is not good science.
I was not involved with any organization. I didn't know much of anything about the smart meters. I had seen a few things in the media. However, once I moved into a house that had this smart meter, within 2 weeks I started having negative effects. Insomnia, heart palpitations, feeling as if I had electrodes under my skin, different effects. I actually moved out to the backyard till I figured I could get this thing off. I did everything I was supposed to do. I wrote letters. I called PG&E in Sacramento. I recorded that because I was being recorded, and I asked the woman, and I have this on this record right here, are you getting any other people calling about negative effects? No ma'am, we're not. It was at that point that I realized I was alone, and I better get myself really well educated. And so I found people to talk to, and they helped me, and I have taken it off. Thank you.
My name's Peggy Lindsay. I'm 75 years old. Remodeled the home so it would be clean, wonderful for me to live the rest of my days. On August 5th, this man came to my door, and I was in my robe, and he said, "We're here to install your smart meter." I said, "My choice is, I don't want one." And I told him face to face. I was in my robe, I couldn't go out and watch over him. He went ahead and installed the meter on my property. I had no idea that it would cause problems. And it was a little while after that I noticed that my ears were ringing and they wouldn't stop. I would be awakened during the middle of the night, this loud ringing in my ears. I was losing sleep. I went to my ear, nose, throat doctor, and he said, "Well, I can't see anything wrong," and he gave me some spray for my nose. But anyway, it went on and on and on, and I was getting sicker and sicker. And again, I went to my ear, nose, throat doctor, and I said, "You know, started when they put that smart meter on my house. Well, needless to say, I had to, after numerous calls to PG&E and getting the same script read to me, they would not remove it. They had destroyed my analog meter. I couldn't have it back. After writing letters to the California Public Utilities Commission and PG&E telling them the whole history of what had happened to me, and numerous officials of our state received this also, including our governor's office, the CPUC, and needless to say, I feel much better. It stopped. That ringing stopped. I'm sleeping at night. I don't have to take sleeping pills. It's been like my health has been restored, and my sanity especially, because I was going crazy with a corporation that wouldn't listen. I'm bringing this back.
And I went over to Katie's house yesterday, and her house is no longer ringing. Because I heard it as soon as I walked in.
It was terrible. And so I did it properly with an electrician, and I've written them the letter, and it's gone to all these people again, the same copies. But I am so concerned about my country, the smart meter's effect on not only adults, but our children and our grandchildren. It's not going to go away. It's just going to get worse. So as an ex-teacher, I feel that this is going to have dramatic effect on so many people. Please do something. We have to all speak up.
My name is Gretchen Vanderveen, and I have these 2 meters installed on the apartment building where I live about 3 months ago, a little over 3 months ago, and I haven't slept in over 3 months, maybe a couple hours if I'm lucky in the morning. Anyway, I just felt like I couldn't go on my bed anymore due to the insomnia and other health issues. So I talked to the tenants who the meters were in their name, and they agreed to take them off, and so we just took them off, and I felt very good about it. I feel like I can sleep again.
I took off my smart meter. My property was trespassed, and I had asked to not have a smart meter, and I went on a dog walk and came back and I had a smart meter on my home. But it affected my health and my family's. So I took it off, bought an analog meter, put it on my house.
Hi, I'm Karen Sands, and I'm here on behalf of my family, Christian, my son, my dog Bosco, and my husband Tim. We've been a guinea pig for 1.5 years in Boulder Creek. We were the first people where they were putting these meters on our house. And I realized I had symptoms, as well as my husband not being able to sleep. He was commuting and had insomnia for a really long time. Unable to sleep, having to go back to work, never getting any rest. Anyway, I believe from my experience that they should not just have an opt-out, they should be banned. Definitely. That's my opinion. There should be a ban.
Okay, at this point, we're going to get in line in the PG&E office and return the unwanted equipment.
I'm going in.
Going in.
All going in?
These meters are being returned to PG&E as it's PG&E's property. PG&E installed these devices on people's homes without permission, and they are now returning them. So that's what's happening.
So did you get a notice saying that you were going out?
No, I did get a notice. That's the whole thing. And then PG&E tried to blame it on me that I didn't watch the news and that I didn't get the newspaper.
PG&E has set up so much propaganda saying how much money you're going to save, how you can keep track of your PG&E.
Yeah, it sounds like a fantastic program.
My bill is higher now.
Mine was too.
Yeah.
But there should have been an agreement before all this happened.
Exactly. There should have been a consultation. They should have asked.
Yeah, they should have asked.
They should have asked. Yeah.
Property.
Yeah.
Anybody else want private property to be arrested? So.
We're going to lock the office up.
Are you? Okay.
We want everybody out.
You want everybody out?
So if people want to leave their smart meters on the counter, then we can leave.
My bill. Can I pay my bill?
We got locked up. This is not
Just leave your meter on the counter, and
come back. You are aware.
we're just leaving right here, and we can exit the building in a respectful, quick way.
Got pictures of it?
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah, I did one last shot of all of these boxes.
Can I put this letter
In
that
fact,
has
that's all
been
we were trying to do.
sent? Can I put this letter that has been
Sure.
spent?
Yeah. Put it on there next to the
I'll
meter.
put it with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Thanks, Josh. Watch out, my sergeant's right behind you.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Don't want those smart meters, no thanks. We're never asked. We don't want them.
I actually had somebody tell me yesterday.
So they've actually closed down their office and kicked out all the customers because apparently returning unwanted PG&E property is not something that they want to happen, but increasingly people are taking matters into their own hands. Regular people whose families are suffering health effects from these radiating meters. Today we've had more than a dozen people return their smart meters to PG&E, and as a response PG&E has called out about half a dozen Capitola police officers for no apparent reason. These are just regular PG&E customers who wanted to return the meters that were on their homes against their permission, and instead we have a significant turnout of law enforcement. So it is within people's property rights. This is America. If we don't want someone or something on our property, particularly someone or something that is causing harm, we have a right to get that off our property, and people have exercised that today. It is a shame that PG&E refuses to dialogue with these customers who are having such health effects, and instead they have shut down their office today. This has been characteristic of the approach of Pacific Gas and Electric over the last 18 months, as they've come into 47 local governments throughout the state of California and forced their smart meter program on unwilling communities and unwilling individuals.
So maybe individuals should call the police when they come on to do it, because now they're trespassing on private property.
Absolutely. If PG&E or their contractors, Wellington Energy, are coming onto your property against your will, you should call the police, ask them to leave the property, and if they do not comply, you should call the police. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If they try to install a smart meter at your home, you call the police. The police will never arrive.
Oh, I know. But I knew she was on the Batman phone when she went out in the back.
A half a dozen police officers arrive here within minutes.
Well, she laughed, and I said, she's back in the back of the Batman phone. I know,
It
right?
really shows taxpayers who the police were.
Could it be the 1%?
Yeah.
Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh, shoot. Oh, dear. Oh, man.
That lots of people were opting out, that a lot of people were saying no. I just decided...
Number one, I'm a sergeant, and I don't really want to talk. Okay, I was just wondering who called you guys as far as if it was the people in the office or anyone else.
6 police?
6.
Yeah.
And a sergeant.
And a sergeant.
Are you getting a lot of calls? No, ma'am. Actually, not.
No, ma'am. That they are a surveillance device. What happens to our rights?
Our civil liberties, indeed.
Liberties.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just all behind and grateful. Thank you very, very much for doing what you're doing and helping. I probably wouldn't have known exactly how to proceed, but you guys are very organized. You really know your stuff. You've got your information down. You've got links. You've got so much on that website. StopSmartMeters.com.
.org.
.org.
Yes.
.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that. It's nice to hear. You know, we have been working hard to try and stand up for the community and for people's health and safety and privacy, and so it's nice to hear. You know that we've been helping people.
And there's a lot more that want them off. Hundreds, thousands.
Well, hopefully this what you've done today and what the other dozen people have done today will open the door for that mass return. You know, people should just take matters in their own hands and hire a professional to remove these meters and return them to PG&E as unwanted property.